We are so back.
Hello everybody, my name is Dino from the Dino's Cool channel and welcome back to another video. Now I'm going to be doing a revamp on a video that I made maybe like 2, 3, 4 months ago. It's hard to remember, I can't really remember much. But that was a TDS random wheel video. Basically what happened was that like, you spin the wheel and you choose the towers that it's landed on. It was very fun and it was very awesome, but we did that with intermediate mode. Now we're moving on to Molten mode. I'm revamping a lot of things, I'm retrying a lot of things, and I'm doing things that I should have done beforehand, but here we are now, so let's get into it. If you guys hear anything in the recording, like in the background, just know it's my girlfriend. I have her trapped right now. You want to say hi? I don't even think the mic picked that up, but that'd be funny if it did. Also, to clear something up, I didn't even know Corso uploaded his random wheel video until today, like right now as of the editing, so I promise I didn't steal his idea. It was a coincidence, I promise it was. But hey, I uploaded my random wheel video first when he did his first one, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say an eye for an eye. He copied me, I get to copy him, so haha, can't get mad. Anyway, enough blabbing and yapping, let's quickly go over the brand new revamped rules that I have created, because I am awesome. I'm really cool, trust me, I am. Cool transition.
You are my sunshine.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. Get out of here, man. We gotta get serious. Come on, dude, we can't be messing around here. Anyway, the rules I have is basically the same as last time, just a little bit different. I'll go over them now. Rule 1. I spin the wheel for every tower I get. No rerolls. Rule 2. If I lose, I can't use the towers that I previously lost with. Let's say I get an engineer and I lose the round with that engineer. I no longer have the chance to respin it. Rule 3. Golden towers are allowed, but only if I spin on them. Unlike last time, I kinda just allowed them if I landed on the tower, but this time it's gonna be gambling at its finest. Rule 4. If I land on a free tower space, I'm allowed to bring any tower I want, as long as it's not golden. If that was the case, then it would just make the challenge way too easy and not entertaining at all. Rule 5. Jesus, I had a lot of rules. The challenge is over whenever I beat the Molten boss and I watch his body explode into 50,000 parts all over the world. Or I run out of towers to use, which is the worst case scenario. And Rule 6. The final but most important rule of them all. Hitting that subscribe button. Please guys, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of March, so it would really help me a ton if you guys just love my content and you guys want to see more. It helps me, like, it lets me know that you guys really do like it, and I really do appreciate every one of you, so please help me reach that milestone by the end of March. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, back to the video.
Back to the wheel. Spin. Spin, baby, spin.
For the first spin I got, it was actually Cryomancer. Cryomancer is a pretty alright stunner if I do say so myself. It could, stun a lot of enemies and keep them in place while the DPS goes in and chip at them. If I do get any DPS anyway. For the second spin, I got a pretty alright and decent tower, the Archer. Now recently the Archer did get reworked with some new explosive arrows that do tons of damage during contact, so I thought it would be pretty good for crowds. The arrows also pierce a bit of enemies if you're really into that. As for the third spin, I actually got a pretty good crowd killer, the Mortar. The Mortar is a cliff tower that can shoot explosive mortars, and it's actually not too bad and does a lot of DPS. So far we got 3 pretty good towers. Let's hope we can keep it up with Spin 4. Hey guys, so the joke was gonna be that Spin 4 was Paintballer and the 5th one was Demo Man, but I somehow managed to lose that footage. I really don't know how or why, but I did, so I apologize. So let's just pretend that I got those towers from a spin. I'm really sorry about that, but you guys are gonna have to trust me when I say this. I mean, besides a few exceptions, Paintballer, I think our towers look pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Cryomancer can easily freeze enemies in place, Archer can pierce through enemies, Mortar is a good crowd killer, and Demoman is just there for the early breakers, so what more did we have to lose? Seemed like a good loadout. And as for the map, which I also spinned and lost the footage of, though I'm pretty happy about this one, it was Crossroads. Since I didn't feel like spinning for a new map every now and then, I just kept Crossroads, but I would spin towers. Now if you say that's violating against the rules and that it's not good for a gambler's gambit to keep what he already has, but as the saying goes, quit while you're ahead, and I got a good map, so I'm quitting while I'm ahead, so haha. As for early defense, I just placed down an archer, and archers are actually genuinely pretty good for early defense. Not only can you get a level 1 archer, but it can also defend pretty long. I also placed down this paintballer because I just wanted him to feel included, because why not? I then started upgrading my archers to level 2 to prepare for hiddens, which come out in literally like 4 waves. I don't know what I was thinking here. I guess I was prepping early. Better early than never, I guess. After leveling up my archers, I decided to place down a cryomancer to start slowing down the faster enemies that archer can then hit and hopefully kill them before they even walk past. And look at Paintballer go, he is helping so much. Wave 8 came out, and that's when the Elite Abnormal came out, and for some reason I didn't learn my lesson from a previous video, and I forgot that they had stun immunity, so I just kind of forgot, and I was just talking to myself. I was like, wait, why isn't he slowing down? Because I'm a big fat stupid idiot. But to no one's surprise, the archers killed them pretty easily and kind of quickly. I then placed a mortar for the more tankier crowds that was going to be coming soon, especially these bloated speedies, which my archers had trouble taking out for some odd reason, because I don't know, they're just not good enough, I guess. Finally, wave 10 came, and the archers I placed down were ready, and we actually kind of killed them faster than I thought we would, so that's pretty amazing. Also, Paintballer helped out. 4 waves later, the Moltens came out, and I really thought they would be much more harder, but thanks to the seed amount of mortars I placed down, they were actually pretty easy. The rest of the wave and the next wave after that didn't really have too much else to note, but wave 16 did bring a new problem. The Molten Golem. This guy is really tanky and can take a lot of hits, so I really thought he would be a huge problem. How would I pass this big hurdle in my life? Oh, well, that was easier than I thought. Now that we had defeated the boss version of the Molten Golem, it can now be stunned by Cryomancer, which is huge for me. The next few waves was nothing important to note, but wave 19 is when the hidden boss came out, which was kind of scary, knowing that only half of my team had hidden detection, but besides that, we killed them and we moved on. Before this video, I really underestimated Archer and how good it was, but after playing around with him and learning his different capabilities, turns out he's not too bad, and I have a newfound respect for Archer, so good job, Archer. We were halfway through this game and things are actually going pretty well. We haven't really leaked any enemies yet, and any enemies who've even got close to the exit was instantly killed by Archer. So we're actually doing not half bad, and I really thought we could win this one, first try. But then my YouTuber brain kicked in and thought to myself, would this even make a good video if I won first try? I mean, it would be pretty cool to win with such a muddly crew, but would it make for a good video? But that's not the point. The point was to try to win Molten Mode with random towers, and be it if I won first try, I'm still gonna make a damn good video about it. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know yet, I don't know, I'm not done yet editing them, just still doing voiceover work, give me a break, alright man? At wave 25, I finally finished placing down all my archers and upgraded my cryomancers to level 3. I was working on upgrading my mortars to get the cluster bombs, which help so much and do a lot of damage. Also, the Molten mechs were kind of difficult to deal with, but our DPS was pretty alright, so we dealt with them pretty quickly and it wasn't too big of a problem. We were still doing absolutely amazing, mainly because our crowd control was absolutely killing everything that came in our way. The cryomancers were stunning like crazy and everything was just dying so easily. And the paintballer was helping so much. I've also noticed a little something. Since I placed these cryomancers right here and here on the corners, right here was also a sweet spot where the archers could take advantage of the crowds that are stockpiling in that one little middle spot, meaning that archers piercing, Demo Man's explosions, Paintballer's explosions, Cryomancer's frostburn, and the mortars all going at once, meaning that this could easily be the best spot to deal the most DPS. And of course I recognize that. I'm trolling, of course. I only recognized it during editing. Do you think like post-recording Dino is gonna notice any of that? No, he's not. He's an idiot. He's a dinky dumb brain. He has no clue what's going on. But hey, for future reference, Cryomancer in each corner. For wave 30, the Molten Executioner came out with a huge and whopping 30,000 HP. Now that is a ton. But archers also deal tons of DPS, especially with their shock or explosion arrows. So was it too much of a challenge? Go ahead, I'll give you time. Go ahead, go answer that question. Go ahead, yeah, I dare you. Time's up. Anyway, of course it wasn't too much. I'm literally like the best TDS player ever. Like it's not even a joke at this point. Next, the Molten Summoner came out, and I knew this guy was gonna be hot. And he's dead. Okay, awesome. Let's move on. The next few waves are nothing interesting to talk about, so let's just save me some time and just skip through all this. Skip. And finally, wave 35 hit. The Molten boss came out, furious as ever. Wait, he's not even called the Molten boss. The Molten Warlord. The Molten Warlord came out furious as ever, ready to destroy my team. But I had one thing he didn't. Archer spam. We quickly disintegrated his lackeys and watched them fall to the ground as the Molten Warlord started stepping towards our defenses. He shot a giant purple ball at us, somehow slowing us for some reason. I don't know how that worked. Maybe it was like a purple ball of sludge. I started placing emergency demo mans just in case, to chip in some extra damage, to help out. When you made it to the first corner, I still was placing demo man, but I looked at his health. We were getting a decent amount done. We were doing so good. The mortars were shooting their cannons, the demo men were firing as fast as they could, the archers were getting headshots, the cryomancer was trying to slow him down, and the paintballer was sitting around eating a fucking ice cream cone. We were chipping away at his health, watching his health disintegrate like a pack of dust being blown away in the wind, until he got out of the range of the archers.
Back to the drawing board.
Okay, maybe that round didn't go as well as I thought it would, but you know, it was a fair attempt, so we went back to the wheel. For the first wheel spin of the second round, we actually landed on free tower. This allows us to get any tower as long as it's not golden. By the way, in case you're wondering, it's literally just mercenary base, so you know, it's nothing much. But no challenge comes without the, well, challenge. So, obviously, what was my challenge this time? Well, it's my computer not cooperating with me.
Okay, Roblox just crashed on me. That's so cool.
After a bit of troubleshooting and restarting my entire computer, I finally got back into it. And I started to spin, which almost landed on something exciting. Aww. I know, we were so close to getting Snowballer, my beloved. I'm sorry, Snowballer, I love you, I'll be back for you. And on my third spin, I got something truly unbelievable. The hype was real. I was ecstatic. Look at my little face bouncing up and down. I was truly ready for this round. And my fourth spin was the best one by far. Yes, Snowballer, my beloved. So anyway, guys, OBS crashed on me and I didn't record like maybe 10 minutes worth of footage on the match, so I'm gonna have to run you guys up to speed. Basically, my last spin was a commando, so my team was Mercenary Base, Elementalist, Snowballer, Commando, and Golden Crook Boss. I know, I'm sorry, I really don't know what happened. It was only halfway through the match when I realized it, and I'm sorry, I apologize. I continued my recording around wave 11 when I was placing down my mercenary bases, which was kind of a smart idea, especially since they do damage from afar and have kind of great health actually. And as you can already notice, I already placed down my 5 Golden Crook bosses, which is just amazing and delicious, and they were absolutely cooking literally everything that came in my way. So we pretty much had the early game down. Placed down my 3rd mercenary base and started focusing on upgrading my Crook bosses to level 3, because I guess Tommy guns are pretty dope. Wave 16 hit, and if you guys could remember, the Molten Golem comes out this wave. So how fast did we defeat him? Let's just say once I placed my Snowballers down, it was basically done with him. I started upgrading my Snowballers because it was really the only kind of stunning or freezing, like any type of thing I could really afford right now. Don't mind that Elementalist I'm placing, don't worry, he's absolutely irrelevant to everything I'm doing. A little bit of a side note, if I do sound like a bit quiet or not as ecstatic as I typically am during the recording, that's because it's like 2 AM right now and I've been working on this basically all day, and I'm kind of like in the working mood right now. You guys know what I'm talking about, but like, so if I'm not talking like the same I would like normally in the morning, then that's why, so I apologize, but once I start getting ecstatic, you'll know that I fell asleep. A couple waves later, I finally got all my Crook bosses to level 3 and I started upgrading my Elementalist just a little bit. After dealing with some Molten Necromancers and some Molten Hounds, I started to place my Commandos down. Mainly because Commandos have a pretty decent bomb ability at level 3, so what more did I have to lose? Also, yes, I did get all my crook bosses to level 3, so now that my burst damage and my DPS was up, I could finally get some better goons, and I decided to start, placing all of my commandos down, which was, like, probably the smartest play I've ever made.
Face to face with the molten corpse. The standoff is crazy though.
Also, yes, this is also why I don't do a lot of live commentary in my videos anymore, just because my mic sounds like absolute dog shit for some reason. It's weird, but I could always make it worse. I did notice something at wave 26, and that we weren't killing enemies as fast as we were before. Even though our DPS output was way better, we had Cryomancer to slow literally everything down, so we weren't getting that sweet spot like we did before. But different from the other times, I actually made that observation on my actual live commentary and live view, so I decided to start upgrading my mercenary bases. I almost said liberty bibbity. I upgraded my mercenary bases to level 3, and I somehow forgot that... What the hell was that? I somehow forgot that mercenary base has a damage buff, but I just wasn't occupied with that right now, and also these molten mechs kinda scared me a bit because they were running way too far for comfort. The next few waves had literally nothing interesting to note, like I started upgrading my commandos to level 3 so we could actually unlock the Jericho missiles, which not only explode and deal tons of damage, but also stuns enemy for a bit longer, so we could have more time to get the crook bosses in and the DPS in and whatever. Wave 30 finally hit, and this is when the Molten Executioner came out again. And how well did we do this time? Go ahead, take a guess, Rand. Well, since he was a pretty tanky boss, he obviously didn't take a lot of damage and he died right about here. The next few waves, really nothing else happened. I started placing more elementalists, maxing out my commandos, upgrading my Liberty. Oh my god, I almost said it again. I started upgrading my mercenary bases a bit and getting tons of DPS in, placing down bombs, getting prepared for other waves. After maxing out all my commandos, I decided to start maxing out my crook bosses around wave 34, aka the second to last wave, so I don't know if that was really a gamer play there, but I still did it. It was the thought that counts. After literally nothing happened to wave 34, nothing even got past the first corner, so it was okay, and we just moved on. Wave 35 finally hit and the Molten Warlord came out again, ready to make fun of me for losing to him last time. But no matter how hard he pushed me down, I would always get back up. I don't know if that part's gonna get copyrighted or not, but yeah, no, we did it. We did it. It was the second try. We're so good at this game, and it was all thanks to this snowballer's help.